Alright, so boom. Welcome back to Sports Chat that I have no one else to talk about with. And we're back. We're starting the Formula One season. It's bubbling. We have about a week left to go before the first race, so I'm very excited. But what did Netflix decide to do? They dropped the Drive to Survive from last season, or the Drive to Survive for this season, but it recaps last season. So what I'm gonna do for y'all is I'm basically just gonna recap each episode, and it's all gonna lead up to this year and what you can expect for this year in Formula One. So that's what we're doing. So if you have Netflix, you should watch it and then come join me to discuss the recaps because it's dramatic. And I'm gonna call this series actually the Real Housewives of F1 because that's what it is. It's real housewife drama. We're gonna start with the first episode. First episode being called Business as Usual, and it was everything but business as usual. They start with essentially the Ferrari move. So they start with the biggest news of the year, Lewis moving to Ferrari, their whole feelings about it, everything like that. So that was the first episode. That was the first couple minutes of the first episode. Everybody saying, oh, this is good, this is that. Everybody having their little comments here and there. Albin with his little pocket watching. He said, good for his wallet. I said, okay, you wish that was you, huh? Like, yeah, it was a major deal. It was like a $400 million deal. So it was good for his pockets. And it was good for Ferrari's pockets. Their stock bumped up like 10% the day they announced that. And then you have Fred Vasseur, that sneaky man. That man said, "Oh yeah, we definitely announced this early, to keep everyone on their toes." He said we did it strategically, and we wanted to make sure that our seats were done and secure before we got to the season, because then we don't have to worry about it. Feels bad for Carlos Sainz. We're gonna get that later in the series. They have a whole episode about Carlos Sainz and him having to leave Ferrari, his whole journey. So yeah, that's essentially that. That was kind of the first couple minutes. I have notes here, so if y'all see me keep looking, I literally have notes because I had to track everything because these are like hour-long episodes. The next thing is the Christian Horner allegations. I honestly, not gonna lie, now I forgot that there was a case. I forgot like the whole ordeal that went down in the beginning of the season about those allegations. Like, and I not only got reminded of them in this episode, but then I had to go back and research because like they had an appeal and the case, and there was leaked text and messages. It was drama. It was legitimately drama. So essentially, stuff comes out. Red Bull was launching an independent investigation because there was basically a report of harassment or just, I think, weird behavior, I guess, from a female colleague or from the CEO, Christian Horner, to a female colleague. And so Red Bull was launching their independent investigation, but Christian Horner, the principal CEO and damn near face of the organization, was still at his job, still moving like business as usual. Everything was fine, having to answer the questions, nothing changed. And so people was like, that's kind of sus. Like, you should have stepped down while this investigation is going on if it's independent. Also, all of these are, allegations, whatever. So if it's independent, like you shouldn't be here right now. Like, everything should be closed doors. But he's like, no, we're just focusing on racing, blase. We try to move as things as usual. There's a whole timeline of the things happening. So basically, this was all during preseason. He had to answer questions. And then around, like, the first race weekend, or, like, before the first race weekend, the case got wrapped up. It was dismissed. They, dismissed his allegations. They're like, no, he's good, everything's fine, blase. The day after, that happened like February something. The day after, text messages like leaked all over, like chat, WhatsApp messages, pictures leaked. It was sent to all the team principals. It was sent to all the F1 press. It was a ruckus. And so all that stuff leaked, and they were like, oh, if we're gonna try to hide this investigation. They're saying everything was wrapped up in a bow. Someone leaked it. And, they were saying, oh, we don't know who leaked it. It might not be a reliable source, blah, blah, blah. And we don't know if it's real or not, whatever. And then the woman that was involved in the case got suspended. So keep all of this in mind. Things get leaked. People are talking back and forth. The woman gets suspended. He still has a job. It looks crazy. Not going to lie to you. It looks wild. Then she appeals the first proceeding, saying that like they shouldn't be dismissed. They get another separate entity to then come in and review the dismissal in the first place. That takes a few weeks. While all this is going on, people are saying, the team is being broken up. They're trying to focus on racing. Josh Verstappen, which is Max's dad, is like, yo, we might not like the team. This is gonna destroy the energy of the team. Blase, blase. So they're all little tidbits while this actual serious case is happening. So yeah, from then, after the appeal goes through, and then they still didn't find anything, it was kind of like case closed. Everything got dusted off. Everything kind of quieted down. People were still like, yo, it's kind of weird that she got suspended and nothing happened to him, and then the appeal didn't go through, whatever. People don't like him to this day, because even like the F1 event for this year, like whole crowd was booing him damn near. So people are still up in arms. And then throughout the season, people started dropping like flies from the Red Bull team. You're talking Adrian Newey, like a major engineer, left for Aston Martin. A couple other people left. Now like a mechanic is leaving. There's been a few people that have just been dropping off the team like flies. So who knows really what happened with that whole situation. They did the investigation, they did the appeal, but in situations like that, when you're going against the head and face of a company, you really never know what's going on behind the scenes. And that's how they wrapped up business as usual. That is literally how they wrapped up the entire first episode of this season. So yeah, not much driving, a lot of talk, and a lot of allegations, and a lot of drama. And so that's why we're calling this the Real Housewives of F1, because that's all this season was. I'm a couple episodes in, but I'm just going to be dropping recaps daily. But it just seems like a lot of drama. It turned into a reality show for real. Like, it's just drama with a side of like car racing. That's what this is at this point. So yeah, check out tomorrow for episode 2 recap, and then we'll really get to the racing.